If you've ever felt stuck or unfulfilled in life, no matter how much success you accomplish, then I'm here to tell you that you're not alone and that this is way more common than you would think. I'm Coach Alex Lee, and I want to share with you my nearly 2-decade-long story of self-transformation and how it led me to coaching, because it may shed some light on why you're feeling the way you're feeling. When I look back on my life, I remember it being a very painful childhood, filled with a lot of fear, loneliness, and darkness. I grew up in a very chaotic environment where I constantly felt like I was walking on eggshells. I was always hiding because I just wanted to feel safe. My upbringing taught me very quickly that the best way to stay safe was to make yourself small, to keep your head down, and to do whatever it took to not be seen or to not be heard. This shaped me to be very withdrawn, very anxious, and always scared to speak up. People mistook these tendencies as me being antisocial, weird, or just a problem child. Everywhere I went and every corner I turned, I was constantly being told that I was a bad kid. Teachers would isolate me from the rest of the class. Parents would constantly tell me to stay away from their kids. I remember one time I had accidentally scuffed the shoe of a classmate, and in retaliation, he got up and started slamming my head against the table. When we were brought to the principal's office, I was so unaccustomed to speaking up that I wasn't able to defend myself. I still remember to this day the feeling of that warm blood just dripping down my face, seeing that principal look me dead in the eyes and saying that this was all my fault because I was a bad kid, and I would be the one to later be suspended. Because of all this negative feedback, that voice inside of me telling me that I was a bad kid started to get louder and louder, and I started to believe it. To the deepest core of my being, I truly believed that I was inherently a flawed human being. Then, one summer, by complete chance, I stumbled upon a book at the local public library called Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins, and my entire life changed. This book opened my eyes and helped me realize that if you are not happy with who you were or your life circumstances, that you could do something about it. This sparked the beginning of an obsessive, lifelong journey. I was motivated to change who I was, become successful, and prove to the entire world that I mattered. For the next decade, I devoured books and podcasts and invested tens of thousands of dollars into trainings and webinars. I did extreme experiments to constantly push myself to the brinks of my comfort zone so that I could continue to grow. I once went out for 365 nights in a row just so I could develop social skills. I would do odd social experiments like going out in weird costumes and even wearing a dress out in public once, just so I could develop thick skin and develop that no fucks given muscle. I traveled the country, 35 states and 60 cities total, so that I could challenge my perspective and be exposed to different walks of life. This obsession with growth led me to intentionally explore vastly different lifestyles, such as living like a minimalist monk where I would spend my days meditating out in nature, to delving into the grunge underbelly of society with drugs, alcohol, and constant partying, experiencing the luxurious world of high society and culture, and even being a nomadic hobo. I wanted to challenge my perspectives and figure out what truly mattered in life, and to develop the skills needed to be successful. And it worked. Every goal I set, I achieved. I had the car, I had the downtown views, I had the lifestyle. I climbed the corporate ladder, I had the title, I obtained financial freedom, and even started my own company. At first, all this external validation, the prestige of working for big companies like Google, and the admiration from my friends for my career felt amazing, and it was addictive. But the highs would never last. And as they would fade, I would constantly need more and more to feel good about myself. Years went by, and I was left feeling more empty and unfulfilled than ever before. And I was filling this void with vices such as shopping, alcohol, and other bad habits. And then something shifted when I started therapy. Therapy didn't give me all the answers, but it cracked open this whole inner world that I never knew existed. It provided me the tools and the space to understand my emotions better. I was introduced to concepts like childhood trauma, PTSD, setting boundaries, and emotional awareness, just to name a few, all concepts that I'd never been introduced to before. As I became better at recognizing my own emotions, I started to realize that I had been lying to myself this entire time. The truth is, I wasn't happy with my life. I wasn't pursuing my passions. I didn't like my career, and I felt dread every Sunday evening, knowing that Monday was right around the corner. Through this journey of self-discovery, something finally started to become clear, that all of my motivations in life were rooted in this wounded belief that I was not worthy of love as I was, and that I had to be somebody or achieve something or become somebody to be worthy of love. This entire time I had been on this journey of self-improvement, just constantly adding layer after layer after layer on top of myself for self-enhancement. When in reality, what I really needed was a journey of self-healing, self-love, and self-acceptance. What I had been doing this entire time was starving my true self-esteem. As I worked on healing my past, I began to reconnect with my true authentic self, rediscover my innate strengths and gifts, and I started to find meaning and purpose in the trauma and the upbringing that I had experienced in life. The journey of self-discovery was beautiful, and I was finally enjoying the person that I was becoming. I learned that when you live in alignment with your authentic self and in pursuit of your purpose in life, you begin to feel these unwavering feelings of self-esteem, confidence, fulfillment, passion, joy, love. And this is what led me to coaching. And this is what I help people do. I help people reconnect with their most authentic self. I help people build the courage to pursue and design the life that they want. Inside each and every single one of us is truly a unique masterpiece. But sometimes life gets in the way and we become disconnected with who we were meant to be, and we become obsessed with who we want to be. We chase things like validation, accomplishments, materialism, or things that we just think will make us happy, but it never lasts, and we always go back for more. Or even worse, you've numbed yourself and you've become so disconnected with who you were meant to be that you've brainwashed yourself into thinking that things are okay as they are because you're so used to compromising your potential for comfort. When I look back on my journey, one thing I wish someone had done sooner was challenge me on whether I was truly happy with my life. So if any of this video resonates with you, then I want to challenge you to leave a comment below and share what some of your biggest takeaways from this video were. The first step to change is acknowledging that change needs to occur. And if you're ready to take this a step further, then I encourage you to reach out and let's connect. So here's to an authentic life filled with passion, purpose, and love. This is Coach Alex Lee. Thank you so much again for listening to my story, and I'll see you in the next one.